In terms of where Q1 stands for LIC Housing Finance, muted set of growth in terms of profits. Asset quality has slightly worsened, but spreads have been up around 3 basis points, and tepid growth in terms of loan portfolio and muted disbursements growth as well. In order to discuss as to how the quarter has gone by, we are joined by Tribhuwan Adhikari, who's the MD and CEO of LIC Housing Finance, joining us now. Welcome to NDTV Profit, sir. My first question to you is, in terms of growth projections for FY26 full year, in terms of both AUM as well as disbursements, what are they looking like?
Well, in the beginning of the year, we had guided for double-digit growth. Right now at Q1, yes, we have just shown a 2% growth in disbursement. The book growth also is rather flat, I would say. Yes, there are reasons for that. Repo rate cut has been one of them. I do not know. We were expecting a buoyancy in demand, but unfortunately, we have not witnessed that. I do not know. Probably the customers are smart. They are aware of further rate cuts coming, as is being reported in the papers. And maybe they're waiting for the entire cycle of rate cuts to be over before entering the home loan segment of borrowing. So that could be one. And the other thing, usually Q1, of course, is a slow starter. We are slow starters. We do start slightly slowly in quarter one, largely because of we have something called the promotion and transfer rounds going on in April and May. So a lot of displacement of personnel from place to place. So maybe that is the reason. But going forward, yes, we would look at a better growth in disbursements and the book. Of course, while saying that, I would also allude to the fact that, yes, given this year, it's going to be a challenging year, as insofar as the margins are concerned. So again, I need to weigh in whether I really need to look at growth or do I need to protect my margins and push to the wall. I think I would rather go in for protection of margins rather than going aggressively on growth.
Right, Mr. Adhikari, do you expect major movement in terms of your margins when you mean you will protect your margins going forward?
No, I don't think there'll be a major movement. Yes, there has been a compression. If I talk about the NIMs, we are about 18 basis points down in Q1 as against Q4. Q4, we were at 2.86. Right now, we are at 2.68. So 18 basis points projection. But this has to be taken in light of the reduction in repo rates because we're in a very competitive market and our main competitors are banks where everything is repo rate linked. So the moment repo rate comes down, their cost of lending and goes down automatically. And being in that segment, we also need to match up with them. So we have reduced our borrowing rates to be competitive in the market. Right now, we are competitive with banks. The other end of the spectrum is our borrowing cost. Borrowing cost also has come down quarter on quarter, 23 basis points from 7.73 to 7.50. But again, you have to also remember that we have cut down our lending rate by 25 basis points across the board. So it's a huge game of what do you call it, cat and mouse, trying to catch up with one another. And we are mindful of that. We have given a guidance of 2.6 to 2.8, the NIMs being at that. And we are confident that we'll be able to maintain that.
Right. In terms of your credit cost as well, they've inched up a tad bit there. Any concerns with regards to where credit costs are concerned?
Credit cost for the June quarter is 6 basis points. As of the March quarter, it was 13 basis points. So there's been a 7.7 basis points improvement. So we are comfortable with credit costs. I think we are where we want them to be, and we do not see any signs of credit costs going up in the near term. So we are comfortable as far as credit costs are concerned.
Right. And in terms of the mispricing, is there mispricing of risks that you're seeing in the market? Because a couple of private banks have suggested that. Is that a concern at all?
Well, yes, it's been twofold. As I said, banks which are where the rates are repo rate linked, they have no choice, but the rates come down immediately. But apart from the banks, if I see the NBFC segment and the HFC segment, HFCs, as far as I know, we have cut by 25 basis points across the board. CanFin has done the same. But others, I don't see HDFC having cut by much, or PNB Housing or others. So basically, I would say lenders or I would say institutions which are more into the affordable segment and the non-salaried segment, they have not cut rates. So
Understood.
yes, I believe there is a scope for rate cuts by others also. And yes, we also are keeping a watch. As I said, we are competing with banks, so we need to be more watchful, and we're doing that.
Okay, in terms of your PAT, it's compounded at 19% in the last 4 years. Can a double-digit growth at this pace will be possible going forward as well? Is that something you expect?
Well, yes, the guidance is for a double-digit growth impact. That is what we are trying to grow at, and yes, I think we should be able to do that. A little bit more of margin creation, selling, diversifying our business or our new business book to more margin accretive segments would be one of the I think strategies to get there. The other, I think we still have a lot of I would say recoveries to deal with, especially in the project loan segment. Of course, these are big cases now. What is left are big cases, and they're in various stages of the legal cycle, if I may use the word. But we are hopeful of cracking one or two of these big cases. They would also add to my profits because in most of these cases, the provisions of 100% have already been made. So whatever I get back straight away comes into my profits. And so I'm pretty confident we should be able to get this double-digit growth which we have talked about.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Adhikari, for taking out the time and giving us all those insights and speaking with us at NDTV Profit.